Hey guys, this is SJ Football 16, and today this is the last episode of this series, as it's the last game of the season. I'm also going to mention a few of the games in hand this season as well. I'm going to start with the games in hand. So firstly, I'm going to start with Norwich v Watford. I think this is going to be 1-0 to Norwich in this one, and I think the scorer is going to be Cameron Jerome. This is because Norwich, I think they've got loads of momentum in them to play well against Watford. Watford don't have anything to play for, and Norwich have everything to play for in this game. So this is why I think Norwich are going to win this. Next, I'm going to go on to the game between Sunderland and Everton. Unlike the Norwich game, I think Everton are probably going to win this one because although they don't have anything to play for either, like Watford, I think Everton have a better team than them, so I think they will play better. And the pressure is getting to Sunderland now, and they could still get relegated at this stage. So I think it's going to be 2-1 to Everton, and the scorers are going to be Gerard Deulofeu and Seamus Coleman for Everton, and I think it's going to be Kirchhoff for Sunderland. The final game in hand I'm going to go on to is Liverpool v Chelsea. This is a big game, big rivalry between these two clubs. I think it's going to be really tight, this one. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, actually. Liverpool, in terms of the league, they don't really have much more to play for apart from to finish 6th this season. But and also Chelsea don't really have anything to play for this season either. So I think it's going to be 2-2, and the scorers are going to be Adam Lallana and Joe Allen for Liverpool. And I think it's going to be Cesar Azpilicueta and Loic Remy for Chelsea. Now I'm going to head over to the actual final games of the season. I'm going to start with the game between Arsenal and Aston Villa, arguably one of the best teams in the Premier League, against the worst team in the Premier League going down to the Championship next year. I have no doubt who's going to win this. It's going to be Arsenal. I think it's going to be a 4-0 win because their squad is just too strong for Aston Villa to cope with, although Aston Villa don't have anything to play for this season. Arsenal still have to play for second place this season and to ensure that Newcastle beat Spurs on Sunday, and so I think it's going to be 4-0. Scorers are going to be Hector Bellerin with 2 for Arsenal, and also I think Mohamed El Neni and Jack Wilshere is going to score the other goals. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Chelsea and Leicester. Leicester have nothing to play for now, and so do Chelsea. However, I think Chelsea will win this one because Leicester don't really care in the last game of the season, to be honest, because they know they've won the title. I think that Chelsea do generally have a better team than Leicester, but it's just one of those seasons where Leicester are playing really well this season, and I don't know what's happened to them, to be honest, with Chelsea. I expected Leicester to be in the position that Chelsea are in now, and I expected Chelsea to be in the position that Leicester are in now. So I think it's going to be 2-0, and I think the scorers are going to be Oscar and Gary Cahill for Chelsea. Now I'm going to head over to the final game of the season for Norwich City, again away to Everton. I think the score in this is going to be 2-0 to Everton, and I think Norwich will probably be going down at the end of the season, as it seems. I think it's going to be 2-0. Scorers are going to be Romelu Lukaku and Kevin Mirallas for Everton. Because I think Norwich, the pressure's getting to Norwich now. I don't think there's much chance of them surviving. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Manchester United and Bournemouth. Manchester United have to win in the last game, and Bournemouth, they've survived the division basically. So I think it's going to be 0-0 in this game because Man United are feeling the pressure now, and Bournemouth don't have anything to play for. They can play completely freely, and when Man United feel the pressure, they normally don't end up winning these types of games. So it's going to be 0-0, I reckon. Now I'm going to head over to to the other relegation battle game between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur. I actually think Newcastle are going to win this one. Tottenham, they want to keep hold of second and finish above Arsenal, but it might not happen because, of course, Newcastle have also got something bigger to play for to survive the division. They're currently in the relegation zone at the moment, but I think they could get out of it by beating Tottenham Hotspur. And I think the scorers are going to be Chancel Mbemba with 2 for Newcastle, and I think Eric Lamela is going to score the only goal for Tottenham. I think I'm going to head over to the game between Southampton and Crystal Palace now. Crystal Palace have survived the division, we know that. Southampton, they want to get 6th place. I think the score in this is going to be 1-0 to Southampton. I reckon Southampton could get their 6th place finished with 6th place finish by beating Crystal Palace, so they can get into a Europa League playoff place, so they can compete against more European teams. I think the scorer in this is going to be Jose Font, the centre back. He's really good in the air, and I think he could get one on that day. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Stoke City and West Ham. Stoke City want to keep their consistent form going, and West Ham, they want to get 6th as well. West Ham might not get it. I don't think they are going to get it, in all fairness. I think they could end up finishing 8th, actually, in the end. I think the score is going to be 2-1 to Stoke City. So Stoke are going to keep their consistent finish going. And I think the score is going to be Charlie Adam with 2 for Stoke City. And I think it's going to be Michael Antonio for West Ham. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Manchester City and Swansea. Manchester City need to keep that top four place. And they could do it with a win against Swansea, which I think they will get. So Man City will end up finishing in the top 4 and Man United won't. So I think it's going to be 4-0 to Manchester City against Swansea. Swansea don't have anything to play for, so I can't see them doing much against Manchester City. So I think it's going to be 4-0. Score is going to be Jesus Navas, Wilfried Boney, Sergio Aguero and Yaya Toure. Now I'm going to head over to the game between Watford and Sunderland. Watford don't have anything to play for, as they know they survived already, and Sunderland, they have everything to play for in this last game. I think the final score, though, is going to be 0-0, which could mean that Sunderland will end up being relegated. Well, according to my predictions, they will be relegated by this, because the pressure. Sunderland are feeling the pressure at the moment. Although Sam Allardyce has kept every team up in the division that he's been with, I don't think it will happen to Sunderland. Sunderland generally don't have... Well, Sunderland have stayed up. They've been lucky to stay up loads of times this season, but I don't think this season is just not one of those seasons. I think Newcastle are going to end up surviving, in my opinion. And yeah, and finally, I'm going to end this episode and this series of the Barclays Premier League predictions 2015-16 with a game between West Brom and Liverpool. I think the score in this, I have no doubt who's going to win. It's going to be Liverpool. I think it's going to be a 3-0 win, so they'll end up getting their 6th place position fixed. And I think Roberto Firmino is going to score 1, and James Milner is going to score 2 for Liverpool. And West Brom, we know they have nothing to play for. They survived the division as well, so that's why I think it's going to be that score. That's all from me for this series. I'll see you in a couple of months probably. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to comment if you think any changes should be made, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. I'll see you guys in a couple of months. It's meant a lot to me, you viewing my videos and subscribing to my channel. I like to get more subscribers, but if you give me any suggestions on what I can do to make my videos better, or maybe include different types of videos, maybe that would be good also. Later, I'll be revealing my predictions for the Championship, League One, and League Two playoffs to see who gets promoted. And in a couple of months, I'll also be revealing, maybe in June or July, maybe I'll be revealing my predictions for the final league table of 2016 to 17 season after the playoffs have finished, probably. So, see you in a couple of months. Enjoy your evening, guys.